Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome once again to this TBM Creativity Series. Welcome to the second episode of this series, the Creativity Series. And we've titled this episode, A Teacher of Man. So in the last episode, we called it The Revelation of the Heavy Heart. Creativity is not output, it's not just output, and we said output is innovation. We have said that tech does not make you creative. Innovation does not make you creative. They are an offshoot of creativity, or they are born out of creativity. So the creativity is the person, is the man, right? And we said that we gave 3 examples of 3 nations. We called it the first one output, awareness, and the second one man. The last one we called it man. We said the second nation, they said that creativity is the self-conscious awareness of one's heart, right? And we said that, well, that's better than the first one that said that creativity is output or innovation or tech. You hear them. So, they are proud of themselves when they use the word, I'm a creative person. Well, everyone is a creative person, right? Everyone is a creative person. It's how you allow creativity to find expression. You're a creative person, whether you allow creativity to find expression or not, you are a creative person, right? It's like saying you are proud of yourself because you are breathing. No, everybody breathes. So breathing is not a potential, right? Breathing is not a potential you have. Breathing is natural to you. In fact, because I said breathing, now I'm conscious that I'm breathing, right? So I'm not conscious that I'm breathing, but normal, I don't even know that I'm breathing, but I know that I'm breathing. So breathing to you is not a potential that is, you want to awaken. No. Just like creativity, I said creativity is not also a potential. It is natural to man. Man is natural. It is natural for man to create. It is natural, So creativity is not something you look forward to. Creativity is you. You don't look forward to breathing. In the nearest future, you say, this guy have the potential to breathe. This guy is very good in breathing. I love the way he breathes. He breathes so intelligently. That's crap. So you won't say, this guy breathe. The way he breathe, the way he the space within, it's so creativity is not that. Breathing, you don't say, I admire the way this guy breathe. Or there's some people that breathe like horses. No. So breathing is natural, so it's not a potential you are looking to awaken. No. So creativity is not a potential you are looking forward to awaken. This guy have a creative potential. No. Everyone has a creative potential. Everyone is creative by nature. It is natural. It is an identity. You wear creativity as you are creative. So you can't separate a man from creativity. So what you say? Okay, what about those people who do not create? They are handicapped. Just like you said, if somebody do not breathe, you are dead, or you will die, or you need a life support, to help you breathe. But naturally, breathing is supposed to be natural to you. So when you are needing an external source to help you breathe, that means there's something wrong. So creativity is also like breathing when you are breathing, right? So it is natural. It's not something you want to awaken into in the future. I have no. It's not something you need an external force to. When you start needing an external force to awaken your creativity, well, let's leave that. But you get what I'm trying to say. So we said that creativity is not just the self-conscious awareness of your heart. It's good. But if you say that creativity is the self-conscious awareness of man's heart, right? What about the man, the body, and the spirit? What happened to them? So are you removing them from creativity? No, you don't do that. So where we sit as the TBM Creativity Series or the TBM Creativity Community is that we are saying that creativity is man. Creativity is man, right? And we said that man is spirit, soul, and body. Now we've debunked that fact that man is spirit, has a soul, and live in a body. No, you do not live in your body, you do not have a soul. You are spirit, soul, body. Understanding this helps you for a proper expression of government, for a proper expression of creativity, insight, right? Insight. So you are not just, how will I put it? You are not just, creativity is not just only soul, but you need your soul also, most importantly, for a creativity unleash or a creativity outburst or government, right? Or government. So this is so important for you to understand this at this time, right? So not everybody not everybody will join tech. Not everybody will be a content creator. Not everybody will be a software engineer, a robotic engineer, an engineer, a sound producer. Most person would love to, I want to be a painter. I want to learn to draw. Most people okay, I love communicating. Creativity also can find expression in communication, right? So creativity is not just when I'm writing, when I'm building something with React, or I'm building AI agents, or it's AI automation. No. Or I'm using one of those, video editing tools, or maybe I'm using, maybe I'm creating animation using Blender. No, that's good. But all of those tools do not make you creative. All of those tools, they are tools. They are tools. Tools are not supposed to make you know who you are. You are who you are. So all of those tools are how you allow creativity to find an expression. How you think. For example, you want to create an animation, you think, oh, this is how the animation is going to go. You are like in your thoughts, in the way you reason, you are drawing it, creativity is flowing. So after you've done that, you start designing. All of those tools allow your creativity to be tangible, right? Are you a designer to be tangible? Are you into oratory prowess? You are into speech, right? You are allowing creativity to be tangible, to be felt. How creativity flows from you to be felt, right? So it's not just that it's techno. It's not just that it's yourself. It is you. It is man. Man is spirit, soul, and body, right? So before we go deeper, we won't be able to cover everything that has to do with man in this recording, in this podcast. But in subsequent meeting, right after this, I think we have we'll start discussing more in depth on man, on how creativity ties up the soul, the spirit in particular, the soul in particular, and the body in particular. So we'll bring all of them together and we see how creativity flows from us. So I remember we have said that creativity, or this series, is in 3 phases: illumination, identity, and the act of creation. So we are still in the first series, in the first season. So let's call this illumination season, or season illumination. So the second season is identity. The last season, which is third season, is what? The art of creation, right? So we have a lot to go. We have a lot to cover. So we are not just trying to rush up. No, we are not going to do that. That's not what we are here for. We are here for one reason: for a proper creativity outburst, right? In this day and time where you have a lot of things coming up, right? You as a creative person, you are more important than anything you are seeing out there currently. You're honing your creativity, let me put it this way, is more important than anything you are seeing out there currently. Because everything you are seeing out there was built, or is being built by creativity, right? It's being built by creativity, or is being designed by creativity, by creative minds, right? So it's not just being built by AI feeds on data, and as we know, its data is we are continuously, as we interact, as we move around, data is always being produced. So the data that AI has today will not be the data AI has tomorrow. The data will increase. How will the data increase? Because of man's interaction, right? Man's interaction. So AI is not just AI is feeding all the data, or you hear people say it will come into a where it's called generative AI, or maybe it will come into a where AI is superior. No, AI can never be superior to man. The only time it can happen is when you have lost identity of who you are. That is only when that can happen. So AI can never take up your innovative mind. AI can never be more creative than you. AI feeds on data. Do you know what you feed on? So for a proper word, I don't say you feed on creativity. You feed on creativity, right? So the heart of man, or man, is an eternal being. right? Man is an eternal being. So AI is not an eternal, it's not an eternal artificial intelligence. No, it's artificial intelligence is not. Man is eternal, right? So what issues out from you are things are more weightier things, right? They are more weightier. So it will never come to a time where AI will be more superior than man. What AI will bring forth will be more superior than one man. Because even what AI is bringing out is being AI is, feeding from data, right? AI is always feeding from data. So as far as you are interacting, you are bringing, building data, for a better word. You get, so AI will never be superior to you. It can't happen. We AI at some point, you say AI will take away our jobs. AI will take away your job. AI will not take away your innovation. AI will not take away your creativity. AI will also need more data to operate on. AI will also need more So think of these things. People are always scared. Oh, AI. Oh, now they are laying off people. They are laying off. You don't need that information. Do you need it? You just know it's fine. It's a fact. But the truth is that you are more superior. Your innovation, what you will always bring forth, is will be trillion superior to what AI will always bring out, right? So, you hear about nano bananas. People, AI is bringing out these are wonderful images. AI will lay off graphic designer. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you certain that AI will do that? Are you sure that AI will do that? Right? And then on the first, I think it was Midjourney. I remember years ago, we were using Midjourney. Right? Even before that, we used I used Midjourney a lot. I use it a lot. Now we have the best, Nano Banana. Do you think AI does not have, let me put it this way. AI does not have a soul, just for a lack of a better word, right? Whatsoever you create as a person it can be felt, right? It tangible, it can be felt. Haven't you seen, for example, it's common within designs, like designs, painting, and music. You just be listening to a sound, without words, right? The sounds without words, wordless, just instrumentals of music, and most often at all, most times, there are some certain kind of song you listen to. It's like you feel depressed, or no, the song is maybe jazz song or sweet song. Most of the time you feel depressed. Each time I listen to this song, I feel depressed. Or each time I listen to this song, I feel hope. I feel an outburst of boldness, right? Why is that? It's because everything you do is alive. It's tangible. It can be felt. It can be felt. It can be. So let me, in saying this, let me say something. Everything created, everything visible, right? Visible and invisible, exists in the spirit state by default. Let's even talk about what when you use the word spirit or spiritual, what does it mean? When you use the word physical, what do you mean? Now, understanding this helps you for a balance of creativity. We are still talking about the architecture of man. Most persons tend to use the word spiritual, and when they hear the word spiritual, they tend to say, "Wow, let's leave it." I'm not for the voodoo. I'm not for demonic. I'm not for negative. I'm not for, no. When you think of spiritual, don't think of the negative first. Don't even think of the positive first, right? Don't think of the good. Don't think of the bad. Spiritual is the state of everything created. Everything exists in the spirit state by default. Everything created exists in the spirit state by default. So what then is physical? What then is spiritual? In quotes, right? In a quote. When people use that word, is spiritual and is physical. No. Are there words like that to begin with? Is that word correct? Is it? No. When people use the word spiritual, they think of invisible, something mystery, something intangible. Is spiritual actually intangible? Now, when they say physical, they say, something tangible, something visible. Are you sure? Now, let's debunk that, right? As we go forth in this conversation, as we, continue this conversation. Now, when you use the word spiritual, Don't think about, mystery, ghosts. No, don't think about that first. What your mind should think about is everything created. Everything created exists in the spirit state or exists in spiritual by default, right? Everything exists in the spirit state. Everything created, whether visible or invisible, whether tangible or not tangible, exists in the spirit state by default, including you, including me, including the clothes you are, including the phone you are using. It's everything exists in the spirit state by default. Everything created exists in the spirit. The spiritual is the state of everything created. Spiritual is the state of everything created, right? Is the state of everything created, whether visible to you or invisible to you. Now, when something is visible or invisible, when something is invisible to you, that doesn't mean it is not visible to me. It can be invisible to you, but it is visible to me. So when it is visible to me, it is my physical. It means perceptible to my senses, right? Perceptible to my senses. And when we talk about senses, most people think it's only the sense of the body. No, but let's use the sense of the body to begin with, right? So because I can't touch it with my hand, right, that does not make it spirit in quotes. When people use the word spiritual, I mean intangible. No, spiritual is not intangible. Spiritual is not intangible. It is invisible to you. Invisibility does not mean it's intangible, right? It does not mean intangible. It is unseen to you. It is unseen. Use the word unseen. Once it's not perceptible to your senses, it's not physical to you. It is what? Unseen to you. It is not spiritual. It is not spiritual. It is unseen to you. But when it is perceptible to your senses, it is visible to you. It becomes what? Your physical. Right? So spiritual is the state of everything first to begin with. It is the state of everything created. So everything created exists what? Visible or invisible. Everything created, what? Visible and invisible, exists what? In the spiritual states, right? They are not spiritual. Invisible does not mean intangible or spiritual. No, stop using those words, right? Now, use this word better. Understand it well for a proper, function, for its proper function, for a proper, functioning, right? So it is invisible to you. That does not make it spiritual. No, it is because you cannot see it. That does not make it spiritual. It means it is invisible to you. When it's now physical, it means it is visible to you. It is visible to you. For example, let's take an example. For example, let's take something. Let's take angels, for example, right? Let's take angels, for example. Now, we believe, or most persons believe, they have angels. Most persons have seen their angel, while most persons haven't seen their angel. Does it mean that angels are, when people use the word angels are spiritual, they tend to use that angels are intangible? No, angels are not intangible. They are invisible to you, meaning they are not perceptible your senses at that moment. But your angel sees you, right? Does it mean that because your angel sees you, right? So to your angel, you are physical to him. You are not invisible to him, right? To the other realms or realities that are not visible to your angels or to your angel, that does not make it spiritual to your angel. It means that it is invisible to your angel. That does not make spiritual or intangible to your angel. No, it means that it is invisible. You are not seeing an angel. That does not make your angel what? Tangible. It means that your angel is what? It means that your angel is not visible. He is invisible to you. He is not perceptible to your senses at that moment, right? Now, people tend to say, "Oh, angels are spirits, mean intangible." No, they are not intangible. Look at the scriptures. You see everything they did. Do they look intangible to you? Do they look intangible to you? Right? They don't look. Do they look intangible to you? Everything you can see, everything they did within the dispensations, or within the dispensation of the law, for example, to begin with, in the Israelites, the dispensation of the law during Moses' time, were they intangible? Look at when that angel spoke to Abraham, right? Look at when the three angels visited Abraham, and Abraham bowed down to the third one, right? So Abraham saw, doesn't mean that that one, those three are invisible. No, they were visible to him. They were perceptible to his senses. Right? He said that Abraham was sitting at the door of his tent in the heat of the day. Right? Look at when the Israelites will sin, and the angel will, smite them. Doesn't mean that the angels were invisible to them, were spiritual or intangible. No, spirituality does not mean intangible. It does not mean intangible. It does not mean intangible. Spirituality is actually tangible. It is very, very tangible, right? It is very, very tangible. So understanding this helps you to balance your creativity. It is not something you need to shy away from. Oh, no, what is this person saying? You are bringing, no, I can show you. People knew this. So what I'm saying is not new. It has always been. It is you that is just finding out, right? It is you that is just finding out. It's not new, right? It's not new. It is not new. Spirituality is not intangible. Everything exists in the spirit state by default. So things you can't see at that moment doesn't mean it is intangible to you or spiritual. It means it is unseen to you. It's unseen. Use the right word. You see. So this is illumination. It comes to you as light. So what we are saying is not just for you to take home and okay, that's good. No, it's you think, you ponder up, you think on it. So we are not just teaching people to just be garbage out. No, not just garbage. Think, you ponder, you ruminate, you think on what have been said, what have been altered. You think on it. Thinking also, a proper thinking. So as you engage in this conversation, what it helps you think right. People don't know how to think right, actually. It helps you think right. It helps you learn to think. The word today shuts the mind from thinking. No, you need your heart. You need your brain. Is not just don't just leave the thinking to your brain. Your heart thinks too. Your heart can think. Bring the thinking also to your heart. Now, we've not said that. We have not laid foundation on how to do that. But you see all of this word, think, ponder on it, ruminate of what have been said. Right? So so this is coming to you as light, as in illumination, as clarity, as insight. Insight that allows you, you think on it, and you are changed. Your understanding comes into a whole new level, comes into a whole new clarity and insight, depth of insight, right? Depth of insight. So that's, by the way. Now, come to think of it, now, the way the world or the way the educational system currently is being structured, talking on thinking, the way the educational system is structured today, it shuts down the mind from thinking. It shut down the heart from thinking. For example, as I was being taught, or as, clarity and insight keep coming to me through teachings, through whether I'm pondering or in meditation, it comes to me. One thing, over the years, of course, over the years, I thought on, years ago, was, I was thinking on the civilization, for example, to begin, the monarchy structure, or think about the structures of those days and time. For example, starting with the Egyptian, you remember Pharaoh. Something very intriguing, something very thoughtful. I've been pondering on them. I've been pondering on them. So very fantastic is that, come to think of it, there's no question. Those days, there's no question you ever ask the king that he can't answer to. He wouldn't answer. Is it in science? Is it in agriculture? Is it, name it, is in philosophy, he will always answer you, even though the answer to that question, or the question is a futuristic question. He will bring forth a clarity or insight that answer to that question that stuff, what you just said. So I started thinking about, okay, how did they do that? How were they were vast in all knowledge. Do they read? Yes. But there are some questions that you ask them that is beyond their pay grade of knowledge. The way they will answer you, so fantastic. So I was thinking about, so how was or where to education of, how, in regards to the king, to the royals, how were their education structured in such a way that they could answer to all questions you ask them. Any question you ask them, is it in terms of farming? Maybe, so, they always have people coming to them. You have, as people come to them, they bring forth clarity, they bring forth advice on what to do. Taking King Solomon for an example, taking David for example, taking, not just for the Israelite or the Jews, look into other monarchical, the monarchy of those days and time, or the kings of the royals of those days and time, those days and, those times. There's a way their education was structured. I was thinking, so what is the difference between today, theirs then, and today structures of education, on how the education was structured? So we are still talking about the architecture of man, right? So this is just coming to you as light, to help you ponder, to aid your ability to think right, So I began to think, so how did they teach them? How was the education of those days and time, that day and time, that the king can prefer any question to any answer, can prefer any answer to any question, right? So I began to study. I began to study on education, right? Now, funny enough, the word education, I think it came from a Greek word, a Latin word, educatum, right? Educatum. So it's been long. So it comes from a Greek word, or a Latin word, educatum, meaning to draw out or to lead out. Fantastic. So it means to draw out or to lead out. It means educatum or educare, right? So I hope I'm pronouncing it well. I'm not very good at Latin or Greek. I think it's Latin. So it means educatum, educare. So I began to think, and the kings then were very creative. They have creative minds. I believe, right? Me personally, I believe the pyramids, the pyramid you have today, right? I believe it's not just, of course, it's people propounded that, people have said that, it was a slave that built it. But I think the mind behind that innovation, that thing you are seeing, I believe that it's not just a common mind of it's not just a slave or just a tax master. No, I believe it's that. I might be wrong, but I believe that it's that thing you are seeing there. There's that creativity you are seeing, that innovation you are seeing there was born out of someone who have come into, enlightenment of heart, of mind. So I might be correct or wrong to say that maybe the king or the royal of those days and of that time have a hand in how that pyramid, or what the pyramid was, you get the conversation. So I began to study. So I found out that education means educare or educatum, right? So it means to draw out or to lead out. To draw out or to lead out. So what are you drawing out? What are you leading out? So what are you drawing out? What are you leading out? What are they leading out? So I found out that education of those days and time were not just to, of course, you are being fed with knowledge, but the knowledge you are being fed is not just to garbage in, garbage out, right? The knowledge you have been fed that's coming to you as an enlightenment or as an identity is to allow you to draw out. It's what the end product of the knowledge or the education of those time were to allow the individual to draw out or to lead out what? Creativity. To lead out what? Creativity. So what education is to achieve for you is to help you lead out, is to help you draw out what? Creativity. From where? From your heart. Is to come into what? A conscious heighten, to come into a self-conscious awareness of what? Your heart, of your person, of you. Not just to come into, not just to garbage it or, to garbage in, garbage out. Okay, say the way I've said it. No. So the education of those time helps them to come into what? Some sort of enlightenment. Some sort of an enlightenment of what? Of mind, of heart, of government. of government. So you see, so you need not just your heart, you need both your spirit, soul, and body for government, for creativity, right? For creativity. So as we begin to expand this, you come to think of something else again. Within the scriptures, right? The Bible. Why? After God has created Adam, right? Created Adam. He said, let us make man in our own image. Now, in the course of this series, I'll open what I want to say now, open it more. Why would God say, he said, let us make man in our own image? Now, making is from a Greek word. I think, is it aseh or ashe? I've forgotten, but I'll look it up. I'm not pronouncing it well, but I think it's A-S-H-E or A-S-E-H, something like that. Now, if you look at that word, it means it's from a word to what? Let us make man, right? Make, simply, it's a word of what? Of, process. It speaks of what? Process. It means let us make man. Make man means let's make man means process. Let us make the man come into a what? A process of becoming what? Like us, like God. Let us make man in our own image and our likeness, right? So let's make man who is going to join into a process of becoming what? Our image and likeness. So let's leave that. He said, let us make man, and God created man, right, in his own image and likeness. Now he created him, but he hasn't made him. Now man has not yet come into that journey of becoming his image and likeness. He said, let us make man, and he created. I think the word created means what? Bara. The word there is bara, right? So let's make sure we are correct. Yes, bara. Now the other one is Asha. S-H-A. Asha. I think I'm pronouncing it well. Now, bara describes unique, innovative art of divine origin, right? Often the initial bringing of something into existence, an art that is beyond human capability. That's what bara is, right? Let me read that again. It means bara describes unique, innovative acts of divine origin, right? Often the initial bringing of something into existence, or an act that is beyond human capacity or capability. That is bara. So let us make man. God created man, right? So asha or asa, whether you want to pronounce it, means it's a general verb for making or doing that can be applied to both divine and human activity, and often implies working with existing material to fashion or form something new from them, right? So let's look for another word. So the word created. So when he said, so let's read Genesis 1 verse 26 to 27. This is where you see it. He said, and God said, let us make man in our own image and likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish, the sea, and over the fowls of the earth, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. 27, I say, so God created man in his own image, right? And God created man in his own image, and in the image of God, he created male and female. He created them. He said, let us make man, right? He said, and God created them in the man is not yet, in quotes, made or make. Now, the make there means the man has not come joining into a process of becoming what? Like God in his own image and right now. That the idea was to make man in his own image, but in verse 27, Moses said God created man. Now, what does this mean? Now, the word make and the word created are two but related to creation or making, but carry different nuances and are used in distinct contexts, though they sometimes appear in parallel or are used interchangeably, right? Now, make comes from a Hebrew word, means asha, A-S-A-H. This meaning to do, make, build, accomplish, or achieve. It's a very general word with a broad range of application, right? Emphasis, it's often described the process of making with pre-existing material or bringing a plan to completion. It can focus on the physical or material aspect of an action. It's a lot of make man, right? It's often described what process of making something with a pre-existing material. So you have something, for example, I want to create a sculpture, a wooden sculpture of a bear. So first of all, I have to create the wood. If I don't have the wood, I have to create the wood. Then before making the wood, before making what? The bear. So I create the wood, which is bara, right? So now to make the bear, which is what? Asha, which means it describes what? A process of making. So what God was, or what the creator God was saying, is that he's going to make man come into a process of becoming like him in his image and likeness. So the first man was not in, Adam was never in the image of God to begin with, right? If Adam was in the image of God, let's think about, now we are coming, if Adam was in the image of God, so we will say that, now for example, in the scripture said, God cannot be tempted nor tempt ye any man. But Adam was tempted. Now, let's take this up a notch. Jesus on earth, Jesus was fully, of course, we know Jesus was God, but on earth, or Jesus is God, but on earth, he was on earth, the Jesus of Nazareth was fully man. Everything that has to do with divine was taken away. He was purely man. So Satan tempted him. That is to say that Jesus, when he was on earth of Nazareth, was purely man, and he was tempted of Satan, right? If he was God there, he can't be tempted. He said, God cannot be tempted, nor tempt ye any man. Now, there are other body of truth I can bring out to balance this. So, man, Adam, is not in the image of God, right? He's not in the image of God to begin with, right? So that's by the way. So now, created comes from a word. I think we've talked about this created. We've spoken about it, right? So, which is bara. So, if you come to think about when God created man, he said he spoke what? People call today the dominion mandate, right? When he created him, right? Remember, he has not yet created his body, but he has created the man. Where no eyes could see him, he spoke the dominion mandate to him, right? So in this course of the series, we will unravel, we will open up, clearer, more lucid, what this, we will look at this dominion mandate robustly. We look at it very robust, and we'll see what is actually, look at it. So when God created him, now he created them, male and female, Adam, male and female, both of them were called Adam, right? When both of them were not yet given a body, they were called what? Adam. So Adam, right? Male and female, both of them were called man, right? So when no eyes could see them, he spoke the dominion mandate. Man did not function on that dominion mandate or until he was given a body. Look now, I won't be able to go and start reading that, right? So we don't want to go ahead of ourselves. Come to think of it, the man did not start functioning on those dominion mandates until he was given a body to carry out that function. Now, there was not a place whereby we heard that he created him, but we didn't know when he created the soul of the man. But we know he created the spirit and the body. So what time did he create the soul? Well, I will say it is the same time he created the spirit of the man, right? So man did not start functioning on that dominion mandate, be fruitful, but multiply, replenish. We look at it. What was he multiplying? What was he replenish? What was he being fruitful for or of, right? Man did not function on that dominion mandate until he was given a body. Until we see that, what I'm trying to say is that creativity ties up the entirety of man. Creativity ties up the entirety of man. So creativity is not just to create new things. Now, another question is that, when you talk about creativity, is it just only creating new things? Do we limit it, or do we just limit it or leave it, or in creating only things, being innovative? Does the innovation mean just creating new technologies or bringing forth new ideas? Does it only stop there, or there's more to what creativity? Because when people talk about creativity, they tend to veer towards to go ask you into what the area of idea, of innovation, of bringing forth new idea, bringing forth new technologies, bringing forth new way of doing things. Is it only that we can say creativity is, we limit creativity to, right? So now get this for me. It's not, creativity is not just limited to creating new things. It's not just limited to creating new things. No. Or creating new innovative, bringing forth new ideas. No. It is good. It is now that is the primary, right? Now if you look at it, it said be fruitful, right? Mean be productive, right? Be fruitful. Now, so does it only limit? Because if you look at that word, now we won't go hard of ourselves. So if you look at that word, it didn't just speak be fruitful to you. Say be fruitful, replenish, have dominion, subdue. So do we limit creativity to just being fruitful, or there's a point, or there's another aspect of creativity that has to ties up government, or that ties up, other, you hear me use the word government a lot. So do we limit creativity to just innovation, or there's more? Creativity is more. It is robust. It's not just bringing forth new insight, but it has government in it, right? So you see, talking about creativity, you see that it's not first or for. It's not first to begin with. It's not just, being innovative. Yes, you have to be innovative, but it's beyond that. So for you to come into a more robust understanding of this, you have to know, you need to know how you were designed, right? How you were also designed to function, how you were designed to function as a man, spirit, soul, body. This should create, not just, this should, allow you to think for yourself. Think, you listen to this, you ponder on what has been said. You have questions, reach to us, right? Reach out to us. Right? We have different social platforms. We have on Spotify, on WhatsApp, on Telegram, on YouTube, LinkedIn News, LinkedIn Newsletter. There are plenty of them, right? So reach out to us. You have question. The last episode we spoke about, I will be releasing some of those books. We'll be churning out little by little of books on creativity. Now we titled it the revelation of the Heavyites. So everything I'll be saying, or everything I'll be explaining in this series, you will see it in the book, right? You either read the book or you listen to us, right? So both ways, you are listening to both audio and you are also reading. So you have the video. Now we are working on bringing forth the video, right? I know on the YouTube now, what we are doing on YouTube now is just basic plain with video, but videos with pictures. But as time goes on, you're going to see our videos, you're going to see what we look like, right? What we look like as a person. So you are not just talking to an AI. It's not an AI generated content. So this is not an AI generated content, right? So follow us, join this community. So we're not just building community for people to say, okay, this is one of it again after this. No, there's a lot more we have coming in, right? It's not just on creativity. We have also, so we're also working on something called the culture series, right? So we have the creativity series, we also have the culture series, right? So we also have the culture series coming in, and lots coming in. So you see, we are fully packed. There's a lot more coming in. It's not just, we are not just here to talk, because we know how to talk, no, because we are good with auditory progress. We have auditory strength, no. That's not what we are here. We are here for business. We are here for business, right? We are here for business, right? So we'll bring this podcast to an end. We want you to take out the time to really, really ponder, really, really listen. You have a question, reach out to us. You want the part of this where all of these things are coming from, right? The book. Now, when I mean the book, right, we'll be turning out the book. So we're also creating a platform whereby you can go online and on our platform, right, and you will see the book. So each time you sign up, right, you verify with your email. So each time we post new content, you will see it there. You see basically just written content, right? Written content. So each time we post written content, you will get a notification and you will see there. It's only visible for those who have registered, right? Now, when I mean, now we have the form, not just on that. Now, when I mean register, I mean to that platform, right? To the platform, the website we'll be building. So it's only be visible to those. What we are doing will only be visible to those who have subscribed. So just subscribe, you get it. No, it's free of charge. Everything you're doing is free of charge, right? So have a nice day. Thank you very much for. No, I know we have not really tied up a lot of things. So for you now, I know a lot of things might be hanging. Oh, I don't really understand this part. You said something here. Don't worry. It's called a series, so we have all the time to explain. We have all the time to lay foundations. Have a nice day and stay blessed. So bye bye everyone. See you in the next episodes.